Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama Hare Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Guru Deva,
Gurudeva, Gurudeva,
Jaya Guru Deva. Haribo, Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo,
Haribo.
Jai Namah Vishnu Pada Krishna Pristha. Namaste Saraswati Guru Bhanu Prasad. Om Adinathananda
Ananjana Vitamina Tasme Shiguru
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Yeah. Please, you are welcome to today's Bhagavad Gita class. Bhakti Sastri Bhagavad Gita. I am in Nigeria. Hare Krishna. That's the first news. I'm in Nigeria. Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, contents of the Gita summarized. Last week, we discussed about Arjuna's reasons for not fighting. Arjuna's reasons for not fighting, not wanting to fight. He gave a lot of reasons as to why he would not want to fight. And the last of the reason was destruction of family members. Members of the family are killed, then there are a lot of consequences. If the members of the family members, the leaders of the family members are killed, then there will be family religious tradition. And that the younger family members, men, will become irreligious. And when that happens, you know, the women will follow, because whatever the men do is a matter of time. The women will also follow. Then women will become polluted and unchaste and get degraded. And the final result will be unwanted progeny. So, for this reason, Arjuna said he was not going to fight.
There's some other noise is coming. It can be possible to off or mute the mic in some other people.
Arjuna said for this reason he was not going to fight. And it became very serious. And practically his body was trembling. The Gandiva bow fell from his hands. And practically he was emotionally devastated. Let's just put it like that. Arjuna was emotionally devastated. So he was not fine. It became a very serious matter. Then let's see what happens. We continued with this and we entered into chapter 2. We are in chapter 2 now.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Please, I think somebody is on mute. So try and tell the administrator to mute him so that we can hear clearly.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Everybody should mute. You should mute unless you want to talk. Please try to mute so that we can be on the same page. Okay. Where did they share here? try to mute so that we can all enjoy this talk. We want everybody's cooperation. Well, oh, I'm trying to check my PowerPoint too. Oh. There is something technical that I can't get here. I'm using a computer that I'm not very familiar with. I was trying to share PowerPoint and I'm not getting it. So later we'll resolve that matter. So Arjuna was not ready to fight. That's where we were. And it compounded and continued into chapter 2. It was still giving more reasons why he will not fight. Arjuna was giving more reasons why he will not fight. And here we shall see what he said further. Verse 1 of chapter 2. Let's see. Let's read the Sanskrit together. Sanjaya Uvacha Tam Tata Kripaya Vistam Asru Kunakulexanam Visidantam Idam Vakyam Uvacha Madhusudana. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion and very sorrowful, his eyes brimming with tears, Madhusudana, Krishna, spoke the following words. So here, Arjuna is calling Krishna Madhusudana. Madhusudana means the killer of the demon Madhu. So Arjuna is trying to incite Krishna that I've fallen into the ocean of doubt and confusion. You are the killer of the demon Madhu. Madhu means doubt. You are the killer of Madhu. So can you please kill my doubt now? So Sanjaya was informing Dhritarashtra this. Informed Dhritarashtra that Arjuna's doubt will now be killed by the killer of the Madhu demon. As Srila Prabhupada explains, the word Madhusudan is significant in this verse. That Lord Krishna killed the demon Madhu, and now Arjuna wanted Krishna to kill the demon of misunderstanding that had overtaken him in the discharge of his duty. So Dhritarashtra was happy to hear of Arjuna's mood of renunciation. He was happy. He said, oh, wonderful. Arjuna is not ready to fight. That means automatically the kingdom will be ours. So the evil-minded Dhritarashtra was very happy about this. Okay? But when he heard from Sanjaya that Madhusudana is there, the killer of the demon Madhu is there, so he can kill the demon of misunderstanding in Arjuna's heart, then Dhritarashtra became very, very unhappy. Now his son could be victorious by Sanjaya, but Sanjaya dispelled that kind of misunderstanding. So this is where we are. By that, we go to test 2. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kutastwa Kasmalam Idam Visame Samupastitam Anarya Justam Aswagyam Akriti Karam Arjuna. Akriti Karam Arjuna. The Supreme Personality of God has said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy. Krishna tells Arjuna that his army, his many good arguments are all Anarya Justam. Anarya Justam. All these beautiful good arguments in the mode of goodness that he put forward, they are all Anarya Justam. Anaryan. They are not Aryan. Anaryan Justam, not befitting an Aryan. That Arjuna's impurities will not lead him to the heavenly planets, Swargaloka or Swargyam, and will only cause him infamy, a critical. First, they are Anarya Justam. Second, they will not lead him to Swargaloka, that means Aswargyam. Then third, they are all a critical, that they will lead to infamy. Therefore, is to fight. In other words, Arjuna will become infamous in the present, and then at death will not be awarded the residence of the higher planets. Therefore, Krishna does not approve of Arjuna's so-called compassion. Krishna said, I don't approve of this your compassion because of these reasons. One, they are Anarya Justam. They do not befit an Aryan. Please be alert, okay? We are watching you, and you know it. You are on YouTube Live. Let me tell you, anybody who sleeps here is exposing himself to the whole world. That he come into the class only to sleep, and they're taking note of you. And in the future, they will refer you. They will use you to give class. They will use you to give class in their various places. Yeah, so coming to YouTube, you either get positively charged or negatively charged. So be very, very careful when you are there. Okay? First, your dressing code should be nice. Second, you should be fully alert, awake. Understand? Then participate. The world is seeing you. Somebody can pick you and call you, say, come and serve in my temple. That you are very attentive to it. So positive connection is there, negative connection is there. So I'm talking to you. You know yourself. Goranga. So you are wearing blue shirt. You are wearing blue shirt. So be very alert. So these are the three reasons. First, Arjuna's not wanting to fight is Anarya Justam. Is not Aryan. Aryan, these are the highly placed class of men. The most highly placed class of men, they are called Aryans. That this is not Aryan. Arjuna is supposed to be Aryan. Therefore, Krishna does not approve it, not fighting. Then he says it's Aswagyam. Aswagyam means it will not lead him to heavenly planets after death. But as a Kshatriya, when you leave your body fighting, you attain the heavenly planets. But if you fail to fight and give up your dharma because of petty weakness of heart, Hridaya Dobalia, then of course you are not going to attain the higher planets. And apart from that, you will attract infamy, akriti karam. Akriti karam. You attract infamy. So please get up and fight. Then Krishna went further again. Test 3. All these series of tests up to test 7, 8, they are all telling Arjuna's state of mind right now. We are seeing Arjuna on the screen. 3. Klaibyama gamahapata Naintat Twai Upapadyate Shudram Hridaya Durvaliam Tiaktwotista Parantapa. It means, O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. Give up such petty weakness of hearts and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. So Krishna immediately decries Arjuna's decision with the words Klaibyam, that means impotence. A Kshatriya is supposed to be very virile. Kshatriyas are by nature proud and virile. They are very strong. They are very strong. So Krishna immediately counteracted Arjuna's behavior as demonstration of impotence. Impotence means they are not, it's not, it doesn't look like it is a Kshatriya. It's against the Kshatriya nature. That is the meaning of this word impotence. In fact, you will see that this is like a slap. Kshatriyas are by nature proud and violent. So by accusing Arjuna of impotence and weakness, Krishna actually practically slapped Arjuna. This is a slap. Krishna gave Arjuna a slap. Bah! You understand? This is a slap. Say, do not yield to, O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. This is a slap. Krishna slapped Arjuna. Bah! Do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such petty weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. This is a slap. Okay? Simultaneously, Krishna reminds Arjuna of his great heritage by addressing him as Pritha. Arjuna is the son of Lord Indra, don't forget. The son of Lord Indra, who is a great warrior and the king of the heavenly planets. So Krishna wants to know how someone with such a high birth could act more like a Kshatriya Bandhu. How can somebody with such a high birth, getting the father, the son of a demigod like Indra, now behaving like a Kshatriya Bandhu? Kshatriya Bandhu is like Brahmana Bandhu, the friend of a Kshatriya. That's the meaning of Kshatriya Bandhu. Kshatriya Bandhu. Hare Krishna, welcome. Thank you very much. Chimantra, welcome. Yes. But you should unmute always unmute so that there will be no sound from your side. So Krishna slapped Arjuna. This is what we are talking about, mother, before you came. Krishna did not approve of Arjuna's reasons for not fighting. Arjuna gave a lot of reasons as to why he would not fight. Can anyone remember one of these reasons? Just a little refreshment. Somebody should tell us one of the reasons why he didn't want to fight.
He cannot kill his elderly person.
He cannot kill his own relatives who are elderly members of the family.
Yeah.
That is one reason. Very good.
And Varna Shankara, one of the reason.
Which one?
Varna Shankara. Means, okay.
Yes. Their family tradition will be destroyed.
Yes.
Then there will be irreligion, and women will become unchaste, and there will be unwanted progeny. So for that, he said he will not fight. Any other reason again? The first reason is compassion.
Compassion, yes.
He was feeling compassion for his relatives. That I want to kill all these people because I want to acquire a kingdom. So if I acquire the kingdom after killing all of them and coming out victorious, the next reason, who am I going to enjoy the kingdom with? So enjoyment. Then other reasons. Then, okay, if I kill all these elders of the family, then the young ones, the young members of the family, we will not take the religious principles seriously. And if that happens, the women who are watching them will also follow their example. Then everything will go down. I do not want to be the cause of this degradation. Those who do this, either directly or indirectly, they will go to hell. And their destination is very, very dangerous. So he was not ready to fight. So Arjuna, Krishna told him that, look, when he finished speaking, he dropped his word. He was expecting that Krishna, who is the killer of the demon of doubt, is now going to remove the misunderstanding in his heart. Therefore, he addressed Krishna as Madhusudana. You are the killer of the demon of doubt. Now, can you please kill this misunderstanding, remove this misunderstanding in my heart? So Krishna gave him a slap. Wow. Oh, Arjuna, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you a kind of chastisement. Yeah, this is an Aryan. The Aryans don't think like that. Those who are highly placed in the society, like you are not supposed to think like that. You are a Kshatriya, Aryan, you are thinking an Aryan. Then if you give up this fight, you are not also going to go to heavenly planets. Because if a Kshatriya leaves his body in the battlefield, it will go to heavenly planets, Swaga. So it's a Swagiam. Then it's also a critical that it will bring infamy instead of fame. That people will mock you generation to generation. Say, look at Arjuna. He ran away from the battlefield. And for a Kshatriya, infamy is worse than death. So this is not good for you. Do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. That give us such weakness of heart and arise, O chastiser of the enemy. You are from a high parentage, Kshatriya parentage. You are the son of Indra. How has this come upon you? When did you become such a philosopher that you are now going to leave the battlefield giving philosophy? You want to go and live in the forest giving philosophy when it's just time to really fight and so that you are a Kshatriya. So when did you become just a friend of a Kshatriya? If you're a Kshatriya but you don't have the qualities that means you are the friend of a Kshatriya, people will laugh at you generation to generation. They will refer to you, they will mock you, they will tell stories about you to their children, how you ran away from the battlefield. So this degrading, do not yield to this degrading impotence. So he gave him a slap, just to wake him up. A friendly slap anyway. Yes. Krishna wants to know how someone with such a high birth could act more like a Kshatriya bandit, simply a member of a Kshatriya family, than an actual Kshatriya. So Srila Prabhupada says, if the son of a Kshatriya declined to fight, he's a Kshatriya in name only, not a true Kshatriya. The same way, if you are the son of a Brahmana and you don't have the qualities of a Brahmana, then you are just a Brahmana Bandhu, the friend of a Brahman. You are not actually a Brahman. So this is it. We should develop the quality. When the time comes, if you say you are a devotee, behave like a devotee. Act as a devotee. Srila Prabhupada says, okay. Yeah. Say Krishna has not accepted Arjuna's numerous arguments. Therefore, he said Shudram. Shudram means low class and petty weakness. Petty. Shudram, low class and petty. Krishna directs this insult at Arjuna to challenge him and stir his Kshatriya blood. He directed this insult to him. Shudram Hridayadu Valia. This petty weakness of heart. Give up this petty weakness of heart. And rise to stir him up. You are a Kshatriya. Wake up and act according to the code of a Kshatriya. To stir him up. So it's a friendly slap. Arjuna responds in the next verse and tries to disprove Krishna's analysis. So let us see. Even though Krishna said this, Arjuna is not yet convinced. So the text 4, Arjuna said, Arjuna Uvacha Katam Bhisma Aham Sankhya Dronam Cha Madhusudana Isubi Pratiyo Tiami Pujarau Harisudana. Arjuna said, Oh, killer of Madhu, Krishna, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship? Think of it. Bhishma and Drona, who are worthy of my worship. How can I counterattack them with arrows in a battle? Aribo! Aribo! Don't allow your marginal propensity to sleep to overcome your marginal propensity to remain awake. Maintain equilibrium. Oh, Baba. There's an urge to close the eyes. There's another urge to open the eyes. Let the urge to open the eyes be higher than the one to close the eyes. Then you will remain awake. That is the formula. Increase your marginal propensity to remain awake and decrease that marginal propensity to constantly do this to close your eyes. So in that way, you'll be there. You are a nice smiling devotee. We'd like to be seeing you nice, smiling with open eyes, not with closed eyes. Thank you. Thank you for doing all that service. Very nice. Don't you see? The whole world is seeing you nice, smiling nicely with open eyes. This is what they want to see, not the other you. Goranga. Thank you. So that is it. Arjuna wants Krishna to know that his decision not to fight is due to strong-heartedness. It's not due to Hridaya Dobalya, not weak-heartedness. So as La Prabhupada mentions, offering even a verbal argument to one superior transgress Vedic etiquette. To argue with a superior is a transgression of Vedic etiquette. How much more raising your arrows with bow and arrows and fighting with your superior like Bhishma and Drona. Bhishma and my grandfather, who put me on my lap, was petting me, calling me, pet names. And Drona, my own teacher, who taught me all the science of Sastri, I have to carry a weapon and fight against them. I'm not trying not to fight because my heart is weak. My heart is very, very strong. Okay? So Arjuna was trying to refute what Krishna was saying, that he was trying not to fight because of Hridaya Dobalya, petty weakness of heart. So he was still arguing, depending on his intelligence. But let's see how far this argument will go. Yes. According to Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur, by addressing Krishna at Madhusudan and Arisudana, Arjuna calls attention to the fact that Krishna is the killer of his own enemies. But now, the people in front of him are not his enemies. Arjuna is telling Krishna that you are the killer of your enemies. But the people in my front, they are not my enemies. They are my grandfathers and teachers. You did not fight with your grandfather and your teacher. Even you will not do it. This is what Arjuna is telling Krishna. Even you will not do it. You are called Madhusudan and Arisudana. You are the killer of your enemies, not a killer of your grandfather and teacher. So it is a very grievous offense. You are trying to incite me to commit. You want to push me to commit a very grievous offense. Even to argue with elders is an offense. How much more taking arrow to shoot at them? I will not do it. I'm determined not to do it, Krishna. I will not. This is what Arjuna is telling Krishna. So it will prefer, in other words, Arjuna would prefer to offer flowers at the lotus feet of Drona and Bhishma, not to shoot them arrows. So it's a strong argument. The situation is very tense. They are in the middle of the battle. The two sides are watching. The whole world is watching. It's like a stadium. When you are in a stadium for a football match and the stadium is full, people have heard that all kinds of great fighters they have been hearing about in the past from their parents. They are all here in this battlefield. And they are here for the first time for everybody to see. And they are on both sides of the armies. And they want to fight like a big stadium full up. They want to fight and you are in the middle. And you are arguing not to fight at the very point of starting the battle. So it's a very serious situation. Arjuna's arguments were very strong, ordinarily speaking. But Krishna, you are dealing with Krishna. You will see what Krishna will tell Arjuna. And the whole of chapter 2, or most of the chapter 2, is about that. What you have said is very nice, but it is just on the bodily plan. You are talking on the bodily plan. You are not the body, you are a spirit soul. This is the beginning of our philosophy. You are not the body. Aham Brahmasmi. You are talking as if you are the body. If you are the body, what you are saying is right. But if truly you are not this body, all what you are saying is just pouring water on the back of a calabash. They don't make sense to one who has a higher understanding about the purpose of life, or one who knows his real identity to start with. So we trust Krishna. We see Arjuna's argument, strong as it is a toy to Krishna. Krishna will just dispel it with his left hand like this. And we shall see to that. Text 5. Text 5. Guru Hatvai Manu Bhavan Swaya Bhoktim Bhaikyam Abhya Loke Atwata Kamantu Guru Yaiva Bunji Abogan Rudira Pradigam. What does that mean? It is better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. It will be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. So is it not a strong argument? It's a very strong argument. Nobody can argue more than what Arjuna did. So he was not acting. He was actually put into the illusion by the Lord put him in that situation so that he will actually feel it as he was put in an illusion. He was not pretending, he was not acting. So these arguments are strong arguments, but only on the bodily platform. They are strong, but only on the bodily platform. When you go beyond the body, you can see that they are all just useless arguments. Krishna will discard them, as a potent master, potent teacher. So this is it. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. You are a killer of your enemies. But now you are telling me to kill my teachers, my grandfather. They are not my enemies. For the sake of worldly enjoyment and property, I should kill them. I will not do it, Krishna. I will not. I will not. I know better than you. I will not do it. Maybe you don't have that understanding. Oh, your mind didn't go there. But I'm taking your mind there. That these are my superiors. They are not my enemies. You are the killer of your enemies, not killer of your friends and relatives and grandfathers and teachers. So I'm Arjuna. I'm intellectually very strong. I'm telling you this. I'm not a weakling. It's not out of weakness of heart, but I know what I'm talking about. Okay? Again, Kshatriyas do not beg. Yes. Kshatriyas do not beg. They rule. Without a kingdom, Arjuna will have nothing to rule. Arjuna is well aware of that, but he prefers the embarrassment of begging to the sinful reaction of killing his worshipable superiors. Although his present life will be difficult, his future life will not be strained with the sin of killing his guru. Therefore, Arjuna preferred to beg, to live as a beggar, than to fight and kill these people and live as a Kshatriya, at least for the sake of his future life. Now people will scorn at me, but in the future, I will not suffer the reaction of killing my brothers and teachers and grandfathers. So I choose that option. I would rather live by begging. This is what he said. I would rather live by begging. Okay? So Arjun strongly justifying his position continues in the next verse to give his fifth and final reason not to fight. What is that reason? Text 6. Verse 6. Text 6. Na chai tadvid man kataran nagario yadva yajema yadiba no yaje yan eba atwana dijibi samans teba sita pamuke dartas rastras. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. The sons of Dhritarashtra, whom if we kill, we should not care to live, are now standing before us on this battlefield. So he's still talking, justifying that Arjun does not know what to do. He's practically confused. That if he does not fight, he will have to beg. What is it? Kill almost all his friends and relatives. So fighting and losing will mean his death. Whether he fight and win, it is like death. Got nothing to, nobody to enjoy with. Therefore, he is confused about his duty. So the Prabhupada writes in his purport, however, that Arjuna has the qualities necessary to receive knowledge. His mind and senses are controlled and is detached, faithful, and tolerant. See, perplexed yet eager for enlightenment, Arjuna recites the following verse. So this is the doorstep of surrender. Arjuna is now properly confused. He's truly confused about what to do. So the next verse is surrender. Arjuna tried to surrender in the next verse. Verse 7, this is the memorization verse, okay? This is the first of the memorization verse. So let's recite it together. Karpanya Josoparata Swababa Richa Mitwam Dava Samunda Chetaha Yakshrayasyan Nichitam Bruitame Sisyas Teham Sadimam Twam Prapanam. It's a memorization verse. Karpanya Josoparata Swababa Richa Mitwam Dava Samunda Chetaha Yakshrayasyan Nisitam Bruitame Sisyas Deham Sadimam Twam Prapanam. Okay, translation. Now I am confused about my duty and I've lost all composure because of weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me clearly what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Please instruct me. Before, all the talks were friendly talks. All were friendly talks. This is my friend. Therefore, I know him. Is it not you, Krishna? We need to eat together. I should snatch food from your hands. We play rough plays. You send me for all kinds of errands. You know, you accompanied me when I married Kalindi. Is it not you, my friend? You know? What are you saying? But now the mood has changed. Yes, the mellow has changed from friendship to that of surrender. So there is a dramatic twist. Arjuna will no longer see Krishna as a friend, but as a teacher. So a teacher's relationship with a student or a father's relationship with his son is different. It's actually different. A guru's relationship with his disciple is different. A guru is going. A guru doesn't compromise with the truth. He gives the truth, like an arrow. Though he has situational understanding of his various disciples, so he can package the same truth in a way that the particular disciple can assimilate it. If he knows that you are a truly sincere disciple, mature disciple, he doesn't compromise, doesn't package it, doesn't placate it, he doesn't masquerade it. He gives you the truth straight. Like this. This is how he gives it. So guru means heavy, heavy with knowledge, heavy with truth. So this is the situation now. A friend has now become a disciple. So there's a swag of relationship. No more friendly. So Krishna is going to now give him heavy talks. But before then, Krishna did not first just accept him like that. When you approach a guru that you want to take a guru, hey, Gurudev, I want to take you as my guru. I want to accept you as my guru. The guru's duty is to first test the disciple. Most gurus will not agree. They will test the disciple to see his eagerness. Guru will test you to see whether you are truly eager to do it. If I refuse, say, no, I'm not ready for that yet. No, please, you can wait. Then you have to register your determination. It will give you so many reasons why you should not take initiation now, or why you should not accept him as a guru. He may decide to tell you why you should not accept him as his guru. Then you have to convince him that because of this, I want to accept, I want to take shelter of you. We want you to bring out, to reveal your eagerness. We want you to intensify your eagerness to wanting to become a disciple. Then, when you become a disciple, then they will know how to continue with you. So this particular text is very loaded. It's very, very critical, very, very important. A friend here is now becoming a disciple. So there is a swerve in relationship. And this is where the real business begins. Krishna is going to test Arjuna a little bit to see whether he's actually serious in the next two verses, up to verse 11, before we accept him fully. So let's see more. Arjuna has based his reasons not to fight on compassion, logic, and Sastri. Yet the result of his reasoning has been confusion. Therefore, Arjuna, to remove his confusion, surrenders to his guru, Sri Krishna. Srila Prabhupada explained that on our own, we always become confused, despite our best endeavors to solve our problems. All of us have problems, but we always become confused in our own endeavors to solve these problems. That is it. And therefore, a guru is needed. Okay? By nature, this world is full of confusion, is full of perplexities, practical perplexities. And as a human being, you'll be struggling very hard, endeavoring hard to solve all these perplexities, but you will be confused. More and more, the more you try to solve the perplexities of life by your own intelligence, the more we get confused. So we need the presence and guidance of a guru. Okay? We need the presence and guidance of a spiritual master. Okay? By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity. By nature's arrangement, this material world, for anyone who has taken a physical body, this material world, the arrangement is full of perplexities. Aswini Kumara Prabhu, can you mute? This material world by nature, of the klesa, there are three modes, and there are There are troubles, there are perplexities arising from your mind and your own senses. Perplexities arising from your mind and senses. Perplexities arising from other living entities, whether you like it or not. We have mosquito coil because mosquitoes are giving troubles. You know, we have to create mosquito coil and sell and make money out of it because mosquitoes are there giving troubles. So there are many things that you will not want, but they come. But that means troubles or perplexities coming from other living entities. Then you have troubles and perplexities coming from the higher beings. Sometimes there's hurricane. A whole street, a whole area that has been peacefully situated. There is a terrible hurricane. There is a tornado. And the whole place is flooded the next few days. Those who are having comfortable homes have become seriously discomforted. They are kicked out of their homes. They become homeless in just 1 second due to the influence of tornado. You can see that. When there is fire incident, so many houses get burned, and so sometimes there is earth slide. The earth will just move a distance, and many houses will fall inside, create a hole, and many houses will fall in. So there are miseries caused by the higher beings. They are beyond our immediate control, and when they happen, they are totally devastating. So this material world is designed as a place of miseries like this. And we try so much to solve all these miseries with our own effort and endeavors, but the perplexity will only increase. It will only increase. Therefore, we need the guide of a guru who can take us beyond some higher principles, who can open our eyes to understanding the higher values of life, who can interpret the happiness, the laws of nature, why things are happening this way. Then it takes us our consciousness beyond the ordinary consciousness of just seeing what is happening, but not knowing what is happening. The Guru takes us beyond this ordinary level and reveals to us that there are universal laws. This is how they work. No human being can stop these laws. They are universal laws working under God's control. And there is a controller. God is the controller. Wherever there are laws, there is a lawmaker. That lawmaker is God. Wherever there is a design, there is a designer. The designer of this world is God. Now, if you surrender, if you take shelter of Him, then by His mercy, even though all these things are happening, you will remain immunized. You remain transcendental to the influence of this, knowing fully well that you are not this body, but you are a spirit soul. So you need that knowledge beyond birth and death. You need that knowledge of your real identity. Only the Guru can give you this knowledge. You need to surrender to a Guru, okay? So by nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. Who wants to grow old? Who wants disease? Who wants death? All these are perplexities, endemic. Whether you are an American, whether you are a Nigerian, whether you're black or white, these mysteries are endemic. So how do you get out of this? You need the guidance of someone in knowledge. You need the mercy of the spiritual master. So this is it for everyone. In every step, there is perplexity. And therefore, it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life, which happens without our desire, beyond our desires. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that the perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place. And we become perplexed. The very wisdom, therefore, advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master who is in the discipline solution. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything, because the spiritual master is a representative of Krishna who knows everything. Yes, though a guru may not know everything, but he knows all the basic things, because he's into pouring water to the root, to the tree of life. Is directing all his attention, wanting to please God. So the Lord Bhakti, Psalm 69 Yuktanam. I give them the understanding from within. The Psalm again, Jantama. Nasayami at Maba. No, I dwelling in the heart with the shining lamp of knowledge destroys the darkness born of ignorance. The Psalm ever anukampata. Aham agena Jantama. Nasayami at Maba. Biana deep in a basket. So this is the whole thing. From within, the Lord gives the understanding by which we can come to him. And he, with the shining lamp of knowledge, dispels the darkness born of ignorance. So a guru is supposed to know everything. So when you take a guru, the guru will open your eyes with the touchlight of transcendental knowledge. Then you will see, by rendering service to the guru, all the imports of the Vedas
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji has lost his signal. Can anybody hear anything?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, we can hear you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Can you hear me?
Oh, hello. हाँ, पर प्रभुजी लॉस्ट થઈ ગયા કે પ્રભુજી ને નેટવર્ક નથી ને?
Yeah, I think he ran out of data.
I think they lost the network.
Yeah, okay.
બધાને આવે છે ને એક નેટવર્કમાં
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
ન્યુ શું કરે છે?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I'll send it.
Okay. Okay. Mana? Group mark number 13.
Mami nama yang buat sentuh. Gimana?
Mummy now.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Please, Prabhu just called and you want us to keep the platform active. He will soon join us back. So I was thinking we can discuss the 5 reasons why Arjun didn't want to fight. If we have any suggestion, any comment on that, we can discuss it among ourselves so that in a way we keep the platform active.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So we talked about compassion. Arjun had compassion for his relatives. So any comments? Can we elaborate on that?
Yes, Prabhuji, everybody has compassion with their relatives. It's not like that that he wants to fight or he want to gain something, so he has to kill his people like that.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mataji. For the compassion issue, it's a dilemma because when I first read the Bhagavad Gita, I was thinking why Krishna, the Supreme God, should put Arjuna in that situation, because as humans, we have to have compassion for others. And even Arjuna's case was much more about his family, his relatives. So it's something that probably it was difficult for Arjuna. So now I want to know, when do we differentiate compassion for our family and also our duty to Krishna, the Supreme God? Do we have any idea as to when we can handle the 2 issues at the same time? Because first readers of the Bhagavad Gita feels that Arjuna wasn't wrong. The first time I met my Maharaj, I said, no, Arjuna wasn't wrong, because it is normal to have compassion for your family. However, it was his duty also as a Kshatriya to fight. So when are we able to look at these 2 issues and handle it in a way that we don't commit offense? Any comment on
yes,
that?
Prabhuji, I think the compassion should be there, but there should not be too much attachment. I think I heard like that.
I think it's like then we have to keep. We should not keep attachment. Affection is required, but not attachment.
Okay, thank you. So I was also thinking that in our attempts to develop compassion for our families or relatives or friends, we also have to make sure that they are in line with Krishna's will or the Supreme God's will. And if you are able to look at these two things very well, then in our service, in rendering our service, we are likely not to commit any offense. So I think everything we develop, any attachment we develop, it should be for Krishna. In this case,
yes, I think
to be able to,
we have to keep the attachment with Krishna only, and affection we can keep to the others, or the family members, or friends, or the social life, but not the attachment.
Eh,
okay, so let's look at the other one, fear of sinful reactions.
so Prabhuji, so
Hello.
I just suggest that if we bring our family member in Krishna consciousness, they will not also feel bad that this person, they will also understand us. What is the truth and why we are behaving like that. So we should bring our people in Krishna consciousness.
Thank you so much. So now let's look at the fear of sinful reactions. Is one of the reasons why Arjuna didn't want to fight. Fear of sinful reactions. Any comment on that, Prabhuji and Thais?
Probably maybe he must be thinking that if I kill my elderly person, that create the sinful activities. Like he has to bear that sin. He will get the back, like bad things will happen with him also. Maybe because of that, he's thinking that if I kill them, is the biggest sin. Maybe I cannot explain properly.
No, it's well understood. Thank you so much. Please, any other comments? Hare Krishna, Bhakta Prince. Yes, you can give a comment. We are looking at the fear of sinful reactions. Arjuna didn't want to fight because of a fear of sinful reactions. Any comment on that? I think Prabhu is even connecting. So, okay, Bhakta Prince.
Anyway, as a human being who is approach to God, we always afraid
So,
of sinful. But we also, yeah.
So by the grace of
Will I stop or
Yeah.
continue?
yeah, so we need a guru. Please,
Okay, please is English, so we can end. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Mute.
Anything has started again.
Hare Krishna. Can you hear me?
Yes,
hear me?
please. Yes, please, Prabhu.
Raganunga
I can. Yes, please, I can hear you,
Can you
Prabhu.
hear me? Can you hear me, Raganunga Bhakti?
Yes, please, I can hear you, Prabhu. Welcome.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Can you hear me?
He just went and is coming back. Look, I'm not muted. Can you hear me now,
Yes.
please?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Yes, we
Yes,
can
Prabhu.
hear you, Prabhu.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. These are the perplexities we have been talking about. Every step in this material world, there is perplexity, whether we like it or not. And if we try to solve them by our own intelligence, we always be in a quagmire. So we need to to surrender to a good who will take us beyond. And this is the purpose of this verse. Arjuna practical, and you can see that because Arjuna surrenders to Krishna in verse 7, we naturally expect Krishna to begin his instructions in verse 8, but he doesn't. He has not yet accepted as student. Arjuna says, gives Krishna's reply as follows. You know, Sastri, why not use your own logic and reasoning? Chakravarti says that Krishna replies, I am your friend. I'm not in the mood. This response is to test Arjuna's determination, as we already explained. And Arjuna further expressed his desire to surrender to Krishna in the next verse. Now let's read the next verse.
Prabhuji, we can't hear properly.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
The internet is not. I got this. Went up again, so I had to surrender. So in the next verse, unrivaled kingdom on the earth with sovereignty like that of the demigods in heaven. So Arjuna him and dispel his distress. For he knows that even a prosperous kingdom or heavenly pleasure will leave him unsatisfied. So verse 9. We see more of it, verse 9. Verse 9. Sanjaya Uvacha Tua Irisikesam Guda Kesaha Para are not fights and fell silent. So yes,
Prabhuji, network is not good. We can't hear.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
You are going to draw my intelligence. Hare Krishna, you can't hear?
Yes, your
Hare
earlier
Krishna.
on the network was not stable, but I think it's better now.
Oh my God.
I think it's stable now, so you can go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you now.
You can hear me now.
Yes, please, Prabhu.
Hare-
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I think Prabhu has gone off again. Okay, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please, we can go on with our discussion. I think Prabhu has gone off again.
Any problem? Is it network problem or whatever?
Yes, his network is not stable, so I think that's what he is battling with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what is the way forward? Because of my schedule and my work, I need to move up and down. The temple president is not around, so there's a lot of pressure. So I don't know if briefly I can get some feedback.
Oh, okay. So when earlier on he went off, so he gave us the opportunity to engage ourselves. So we were looking at the 5 reasons why Arjun didn't want to fight. And he came in to continue again with Arjun's surrender. And now we are looking at test 8. And test 8, Krishna did not accept Arjun as a disciple. And we were just on test 9 and we started experiencing the unstable internet service from him. So if possible, we can still look at the 5 reasons why he didn't want to fight. If we can elaborate on it, I think we all have individual understanding, which can help us. Also, if you have any comments you can give concerning why he did not want to fight. One reason is fear of sinful reaction. So, Prabhu, why do you think he was so afraid to fight? Because of sinful reaction?
Okay. Thank you very much for your wonderful explanation. I think like how Prabhu said earlier, it's not easy to kill your loved ones, especially your dad, your teachers, your friends, those you love, even your enemy in material world. If even you hate somebody and you can black, you can make a lot of noise, but as soon as and the person will come closer, we have some inner beauty. As a devotee will always feel some compassion. So I think that is what John was feeling, That is why he found it difficult to fight. Not that he was a coward, but because of that feeling, that nature the Supreme Being have given to us. Sometimes even your enemy, when he's alive, you may decide not to speak to him. But as soon as you hear that maybe he have left the body, you feel that pains. What to talk about? You are seeing somebody physical being, then they are giving you ammunition to kill that person. So it was very tough decision for Arjuna. All of us can also be in that state of mind, not even killing, but in our devotional service as well. Sometimes some orders can come from above, whereby if you are a neophyte like me, it is very difficult to carry on the orders. But because of the person who is giving the order also should be considered. So we found all these things in our life. We find those things in our life. So as a devotees, whatever it is, as far as we have accepted the spiritual master, we must carry on the orders of the spiritual masters as it is. Sometimes it is very heavy, but what can you do? So when we continue, we can see a lot that though Arjuna don't want to do it, but as a Kshatriya, at the end of the day, he accepted Krishna. And one thing also, when first Arjuna was considered Krishna as a mere friend, when sometimes your friend is giving you some instructions, sometimes you take it lightly. You think, we are the same platform, so how can I accept those things? But as soon as Arjuna came to his senses and he accepted Krishna as a spiritual master, he was able to act. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Prabhu Nitai, please, would you like to give any comments?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I don't know whether the moderator, Chaitanya Prema Prabhu, is still on. I have a point to clarify.
Okay.
You see, in the defense of Arjuna, trying to express his mutual feelings upon seeing, like he said in the previous class, that it was the decision of the Lord to have taken him upon requesting that he wants to see between the two armies with whom he has to fight with. So the Lord personally took him nowhere else but where his most affectionate family members were, where the grandsire Bhishma was there, where Dronacharya was his teacher, and lots more. So if you see in his defense, it was quite Sastri verse, and also quite ethical in the points he was raising, that it was Sastri that one will commit an heinous offense upon killing his own teacher, one who has given you enlightenment in life. It's ethical. It's also an offense for one to kill one's own family member. And next, it's also an offense for one to destroy family tradition. All these are Sastric-based counter arguments. So the question is, why did the Lord decide to overrule these defenses even when they were Sastric-based and ethical?
Great. I think this very strong arguments or question that you have raised is quite good. Yeah. So we will request Prabhu to give us better explanation. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Please, Prabhu, you can now take over.
Please, who is the host?
Hello, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Great Chaitanya Prabhu, are you there?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
I've just left a question on the floor, and that is directed to you. Specifically, I don't know whether you give permission for others to respond to it. Do you need a refresh of the question?
Where is you? Want to see here is chapter 1. Hare Krishna, please, a little bit shorter. I'm trying to work on my PowerPoints and see. The delay has come, so I'm trying to
Okay,
take advantage to see.
maybe we can leave it for another session. If
So continue. Open now. This thing.
you need a refresh of the question.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. He said he's still working on his
we're waiting on
internet, so we can continue with our discussion. When he comes in, he will look
what
at
has
your question.
What has he advised? What has he
So
advised?
he is currently engaged with getting his internet worked out. So let's continue with our discussion. When he finally joins us, he will look at your question for you.
All right. Hare Krishna.
But if we have any comment, we can also give. Prabhujis and Mataji. Mataji, if any suggestion on what we just hear from Prabhu Nitai, that all the reasons that Arjun didn't want to fight, they were all in the verdict injunction, and now Krishna overlook all this and asked Arjun to fight. So he wants clarity on that. Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome back. Hare Krishna Prabhu Madhu, do you have any response?
The voice is not coming clear, so I can't hear anything.
Okay, I wanted to find out if you can give any comment concerning Prabhu Nitai's argument that Krishna, Arjun refused to fight, and his reasons were all in the verdict instructions. However, he says that it was not wrong. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I think the Prabhu is joined. The Chaitanya Prabhu is joined, or
Hare Krishna.
Oh, I think he's joined, huh?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome back.
Hear me now?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu, we can hear you.
Hare Krishna. I'm very sorry for this. They're unavoidable. The network is very bad here, but we can continue now.
Okay, before you join us, Prabhu Nitai had a question. So I don't know if you can clarify for him.
The voice is breaking. Couldn't hear you clear. The voice is breaking.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I think the Chaitanya Nitai Prabhu there has a very bad network over there.
Krishna. My God.
I think they lost the connection again.
Yeah.
Yes. So we can
Yes.
continue in our internal.
Okay. So I wanted to find out from you, Prabhu Madhu, if you have any comment on Prabhu Nitai's question that the reasons why Arjun did not want to fight were all in the Vedic instructions.
Hello?
Now,
Can
why
I
should
correct an
Krishna
intelligent?
turn around and ask Arjun to fight, knowing that all these things are in the Vedic books?
Yes, some Nitai Prabhu is saying some things.
Can I correct something? My name is Ekatma
Oh,
Nitai
okay.
Das.
Okay.
Ekatma Nitai Das.
Ekatma Nitai Das. Okay.
All right. Well, please, do you need a refresh of the question for clarity?
Let me get little bit more clarity, so it will be easier to, if I can be
Okay.
able to give the
I
put some
actually
comments.
I intended putting this question to the moderator Chita Prema Prabhu. I wanted to know what was the Lord's intention, or what was the logical reason behind this, that upon the defense of Arjun, because when he asked the Lord, he wanted to see with whom he's to contend in this battle with. He explained in the previous class that the Lord intentionally took him where his affection could be affected. That is, taking him around where the grandsire Bhishma was there, where his most reverend teacher Dronacharya was there, and other family relatives who were of a high and esteem affection to him. And right there, his mood got changed. And then all of his defenses, all of the arguments he puts on, that he wouldn't want to engage in this battle for sake of not destroying family tradition, for sake of not killing the senior men of whom he is not worthy of even pointing hand at. He wouldn't want to engage in this battle for sake of not causing the future generation to go astray. If you look at all of these defenses, they were all Sastric verse and quite ethical. So the question is, why is it that the Lord, upon hearing this, still insisted and not minding, not considering the Sastric defense of Arjun, or not
Yes.
taking into consideration, but he keeps insisting that the battle must fight?
Actually, what I learn in so all, and I hear in the book reading and everything, reading and some others spiritual side, the hearing from others peoples also. My understanding is there. Actually, is the Arjun has an attachment because he don't know what is in the past life and what is in the future. Only Lord knows, and because of that, Arjun is saying he don't want to fight and he's giving all the genuine reasons. But Lord knows he have to prove it. He is the supreme Lord of the personalities. And that's why he's instanting him, because he wanted to give all the benefits, all the result, and the when they do the war and win, all the benefits to give to the Arjuna. So that's why he's instanting to him to fight, because the Lord is very so much kind and humble to give to everything to his devotees. Okay, so he wanted to pass through the Arjun. He can do it himself, everything, but he wanted to pass through Arjun, that okay, whatever the Lord says is correct, and Lord is there, Supreme Personality Godhead is there. That's why he wanted to pass through him, and he's also is a spiritual master, because he surrendered to him. So whenever we surrender to our spiritual masters, we have to accept some of the things, to listen to him and to get all the answer. Maybe I don't know if I am correct there or somehow.
Prabhuji, can I say something?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
Prabhu,
He
for
was
your
tell,
response. Prabhuji, Mataji, you can give something. Yeah, you
yeah,
can say
because
something.
everybody was against the dharma. Duryodhan was leading the adharma, and Krishna want to tell Arjuna that kill the people because they are the they're fighting from the side of Duryodhan, who was not like he was against the dharma. That's why Krishna was telling him to kill them
Thank
against
you,
the law.
Mataji. Yes, that's good. I think Prabhu Prima is now ready, and Hare Krishna, Prabhu, welcome back. You can take over.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
Can you hear
please,
me?
Prabhu. Yes, please,
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we can continue? Can we continue?
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. We can continue.
Okay.
However, we had a question for you. So I don't know if you are comfortable looking at the
You
question.
can start. Let's start with the question. Let's start with the question.
Okay.
What is the question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Katma Nitai
Hare
Das.
Krishna, I'm hearing
You
you.
can repeat your question again. He is now.
Hare Krishna, Goranga. You're welcome back.
Haribo.
Okay. In your absence, trying to fix up. I had a question specifically directed to you, but in your absence, the floor had tried to make some positive and very precise contributions to it. One of the persons says that for the sake that the Lord knows, even though the Arjun's argument were ethical and sastric verse, the Lord knows the past of which Arjun was not aware at the moment. And then, two, the Mataji also added that for the fact that the rest persons, these persons whom Arjun was not saying affection for, were all fighting or were all in support of the commander of Adama, Duryodhan, because the Lord was there to establish Dharma as the main purpose for the battle. So the question was, why is it that in the defense of Arjun, trying to argue with the Lord, his reasons for not fighting, you mentioned in the previous class that specifically the Lord intentionally took Arjun right where his affection would be rose, and to also create a chance for the further logical and philosophical reasons for the later life in Kali Yuga to learn from. His most affectionate and most reverent person to him. Next was his teacher, Dronacharya, of whom he reserved the highest respect for. And he was it was also very religiously sastri that one must not kill his own teacher, and for doing so can suffer in hell. One should not kill his elderly men who, in the guise of Bhishma Dev. And
So
then
what is the question? Encapsulate.
he put this
Encapsulate.
before the Lord that if he does this, first, he will destroy family tradition. The later life will suffer for not having people to put them in direction. And such could lead to one suffering in hell. But upon these arguments, the Lord went further to insist that the battle should fight, that Arjun should engage in the battle, undermining his arguments, which were ethical and sastric based.
So what is the question, Prabhu?
The question is, why did the Lord went on to insist that Arjun should take up the battle, should get engaged in the battle, undermining his arguments, which were also sastric based and ethical? His arguments such as if you, not wanting to kill his own teacher, not wanting to get involved in an act that will lead to the destruction of family tradition, and so on.
Hare
I give it to you.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Haribo.
My network is so bad. I'm not hearing anything that you're saying. My network is bad.
The voice is
Seriously
breaking even
bad.
as you're speaking.
Huh?
Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, the network is terrible, Prabhu. This is Lagos. Network in Lagos here is terrible today, especially within the time we are having our Bhakti Sastri. Network is terrible. So your question, I didn't hear anything. I only had few words. And this long question, I
Well,
didn't
it's
hear
quite
it.
unfortunate. Right now it's clear. Can you hear me now? Can I put it up again?
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
So you
Network
can
is not good.
summarize it.
I think if we cannot hear him, it is better we adjourn the class for waste of airtime and other things.
I'm hearing you. I'm not hearing the Katma from you.
Okay, unlike what the last speaker have said, I'm quite satisfied with the two responses I got from Prabhuji and Mataji. For the fact that you cannot hear me.
There is
For
a Prabhu.
in
There
order
is a
not to
small.
encourage waste of resources, we cannot join.
There is a small comments in more on there in the what your questions there, because you know the Lord is.
Prabhu,
Yes, Prabhu.
please, maybe if I talk, they will hear me. I don't know.
Sure,
So
sure. You
maybe
can
you
continue.
should stop and let me start to try whether they will hear me. Huh?
I'm hearing you very clear, but the fact is that you are not hearing me. So I don't know where the fault lies. I'm hearing you very clear.
Prabhuji, can we leave the meeting?
That's what I'm talking about. That if we cannot get him, we shall join the class tomorrow.
Let's they allowed to talk to the Prabhu, then we can everything stop. Let's Chaitanya Prabhu can talk, so at least we can continue.
Network is not good at all.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu continues.
Haribo.
Anyway, Chandra is saying it's okay. We can join the class tomorrow so that we don't waste our resources.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Let's
Thank you.
adjourn the
Hare
class.
Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
So
Hare
hopefully tomorrow the network will be better.
Exactly.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Meanwhile, it's so painful. Thank you very much.